Hi everybody, Caitlin here. So I'm going to bring you along with me as I turn my Erin Condren Teacher Lesson Planner into a homeschool planner. Since we homeschool, quite a few of the things in this planner don't exactly apply to us, and so I change it up a little bit to make it work for us. So starting out here with this page that has things like contacts, professional development, classroom type things, and I'm just whiting that out and then putting washi tape over where I whited it out to decorate it a little bit. You'll see here in a second that I completely forgot to white out that top part about the events and volunteers, and I did this whole page and forgot that I need to white that out too, so I'll go back and do that later at another time, but I did not film that. Anyway, so I usually use this page for things like where I write down what is required for homeschooling in our state, and I use this page to record what curriculum we are using for that year. So I have two kiddos that I will be homeschooling, and so I'll put one of their, math, language arts, that kind of thing in one column, one in the other, and then I'll use the bottom to put things that we use together as a family. Then I moved to the communication log, which again, not something we need for homeschooling. So this, for the last couple of years, I have used as a book log. I use this to log all of our read alouds that we do as a family through the year. I don't log my kids like independent reading, but just the books that I read aloud to them or that we listen to on audiobook. And so that's what this page is going to be. And so this part here, you get to kind of watch a total hot mess express. I am not really, I don't plan a lot with stickers. I use them occasionally to dress stuff up, but it's not something I do like on a weekly basis. And this is why I can't get my letters to go on straight, and I can't tear the washi tape correctly. And I write stuff and then I'm like, no, that doesn't look good. I am a very minimalist, pen only planner for the most part. And so this part, not so great. Also, apologies for the lighting. I filmed this at night, forgot to set up any good lighting, so no, it's not great, but sometimes with little ones, that is just the only time I have to film, and so that's what I did. So anyway, these gold stickers that you're seeing here, these are from an old sticker book. This is not from this year's Cool for School sticker book. So apologies if you see these and want them. They're not available, at least not in this year's book. They may still be available. You can still buy the old ones. I'm not sure. But the rainbow washi tape is from this year's launch, and this little book that I'm flipping through right now is the book for this year as well. So anyway, I had to go deal with some babies that woke up, and now I'm back. Now this overall layout here, really the only thing I mark on here are our co-op days, and I use these little translucent circle stickers. Again, those are from a couple of years ago, and I just have held on to them and use them every year to mark our schedule. We do classical conversations, and so we meet once a week with that group, and that's what I use those dots for. Then I moved on to the page where it has January through December, and I don't need those boxes with the months, and so I always white those out and change them using some stickers. And what I use this page for, you'll see me write it in a minute, is I use this to write down, I write each of our subjects. So I'll make a box for math and a box for science and history and so on. And then I use that to just record through the year different things that we do. Of course, our main curriculum, but even other things like Kiwi Crate boxes and like a science unit we might do, just things like that within the correct category so that I can see at a glance that we are hitting all of the categories that are required for our state or are just ones that I want to do. Like, for example, Bible, it's not something that's required from our state, but it's something that we do as a family. And so I just use this it's like a quick overview that I can look and see if we have any gaps, or, if we're, doing well in certain things. I also use this to record our field trips, just, for my own memories, and so I can see at a glance which field trips we went on, that kind of thing. So these stickers that I used were in this year's sticker book. And then I moved on to where I keep our attendance. So these are the pages at the end of the book that are the student checklist, that are for, if you were like a classroom teacher, you would use these for your attendance or keeping grades. So I use one page of this for our attendance. So there are exactly enough rows that I can put 1 through 31 for the 31 days of the month, plus a total and then a running total. And then across the top there, I put the months. And so each day that we do school, I just make a check in the correct box, and I keep a total at the end of the month and a running total. And that's how I keep up with our attendance. Then I went to, there's some graph paper in the front of the planner, and I use this to make like a monthly spread. So bigger than the little but the little ones that have just the numbers that are like a page ahead of this. But I don't use it like I use the big spread that's like one whole spread per month. I know that's confusing. I basically make my own little miniature calendars here for August through May, because that's typically when our school year runs. And what I do with these is, and I have a whole nother video about this actually that I can link, where I share kind of how I plan out our year, and that's what these are for. So I'm gonna, in this video, just make the calendars themselves. But eventually what I will do is I will then use this to kind of map out like our halfway point, our quarter of the way point, and then I will take our curriculum and I'll say, okay, so halfway through this curriculum would be lesson 70. We want to hit lesson 70 by about December, whatever I've decided is our halfway point. And then I divide it in half again and do the same with the quarter of the way and 3/4 of the way through the year. So this is just like our yearly overview. And I don't plan every day out ahead of time. I just sort of plan it in quarters, and that keeps me on track but not stressed out about it. And that's what I use these pages for. So this is like our big yearly overview where I can see, okay, by mid-October, we want to be roughly this area with math and this area with language arts, and so on with, when we hit Christmas break and that kind of thing. So I just used the grid paper and mapped out these calendars. I did the dates across the top, writing out the months down the side, and then the numbers of the dates in the calendar. So this part was really fun. I've never done this before. In past years, I have printed off little shrunken down calendars from my computer and then taped them in, which was kind of bulky and I didn't look very good. So I just had never taken the time to sit down and use the ruler and draw my own calendars. But I'm really glad I did that this year because I think they turned out really cute. And yes, it took me, 20 minutes or so to do this, but I think it was worth it. It turned out good. And it honestly made me think maybe I should be a bullet journal person. Maybe I like the highlighter pen combo where I've drawn it out myself. I've never bullet journaled. I've always just, used a calendar, usually an Erin Condren calendar. But this was fun, kind of making it out myself. So the highlighters that I used to color the different months are the dual tip highlighter pen combo that launched with this teacher planner launch. I am obsessed with those highlighters. I think they are so cute. The colors are so vibrant and pretty. They're even better than what they look like in this picture. Because like I said, the lighting was bad because this was midnight when I was filming this. But The colors are so pretty and a good variety, and I just really enjoyed making these calendars here with those pins. So I'm just going through, filling in the dates, making sure that that is all good so that later I can go in and map it out. So tonight what I did was just create the calendars. I will wait till closer to when we start back to school at the end of July or the beginning of August before I map out my overall game plan. So I've got a couple of months before I'm ready to think about that. But for right now, I'm just kind of making the bare bones here of my calendars. So yeah. Anyway, so finishing this up and getting close to what I'm gonna do for tonight with setting it up and turning it into my homeschool planner here. The rest of it, where you do like your weekly planning and even the large monthly calendars, that kind of stuff, I won't do much with that. I might put in our birthdays, things, holidays, that kind of stuff. But I will not really do much planning with that until we get closer to the school year. So anyway, I'm just taking my highlighter here and making these look kind of fun and pretty, and I just really love how this turned out. Like I said, I've never done anything like this before and drawn out the calendars, and it's totally not necessary, but it was just fun to be a little bit creative and do this part of my calendar here. So anyway, this is basically all that I do to turn the lesson planner into our homeschool planner. From here on out, the rest of it is pretty standard. The weekly plan is where we record what I've done, and the monthly plan is where I'll put, co-op days and that kind of stuff. So here is just a really quick flip through of what I did tonight to turn it into our homeschool planner, and kind of how it looks like now that I've added that stuff in. So thanks for watching.